Fuck.
All right, shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. A double honors to the apostles, elders at Great Millstone. Salutations to Yahakim. That's out there doing the work in truth and in sincerity. This is Ignite Allah with the beloved truth. And as of late, we have Hurricane Dorian, you know, rearing its ugly head, man. All right. The death toll is pretty high, man. It just hit the Bahamas. And, first and foremost, I got to say, call Haloyim, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, for protecting those brothers, man, that was, in the storm, so to speak, man, And we're going to see a lot more of that. We're going to be in the midst of chaos, and the Lord is going to protect us. But for everybody else, they're not going to have a clue on what's going on, and that's just the gist of this lesson, man, and Lord willing, this is edifying. It's going to be short. I just wanted to, chime in on what's going on, man, because these are the warning signs. These are the judgments of the Heavenly Father. These are the scourges that's taking place in the earth, the destruction that's taking place in the earth before the big shebang, so to speak, because there's going to be more things that happen like this. There's going to be catastrophic events that take place that's going to take these people out, man. You have earthquakes, but then you're going to have biological plagues. You're going to have all these things taking place, man. And the Lord said he was going to bring those same plagues back that he had in Egypt. He's going to bring on the earth again, man. And so this place is going to go out with a big, it's going to go out in a bad way, man. It's going to go out in a bad way, and it's going to be bad for the wicked. It's going to be terrible for the wicked, man. And I'll just go ahead and start with 2 Ezra 16 and 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days. So this is Ezra, basically talking to the angel Uriel, and Uriel is revealing the end times to Ezra. And he's saying, woe is me, because he sees the vision clearly. He sees exactly what's going to happen. He's having visions, and he's being revealed certain things that everybody else of his time really didn't know too much about, And a lot of people of this time still don't know anything about what's going on. They think they listen to the media, the mainstream media, and the witchcraft of the so-called white man, because that's clear cut what it is. These meteorologists, they don't have a clue what's going to take place, man. They're going to be forecasting certain events. And, hey, man, there's going to be things that they're not going to expect to happen, but it's going to happen according to Yahweh Yahweh Shai's plan. Because the Lord is going to rid this earth of the wicked, okay? And if you're not calling upon his name and fearing and having fear and faith in him, you're pretty much good as, dead, so to speak, man, And those that die, if they die in the Lord, they're actually alive, They actually have spiritual tabernacles. But, we want to give all praises, man, because, hey, the Lord is going to deliver brothers out of trouble. While the world is going through chaos, we're going to sit back and watch the change happen, all right, which we're going to get into. 2 Ezra 16, 17, it says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. All right. So you're going to one day, though in the Bahamas is for prime example, one day you're going to be chilling and there's going to be a tornado happen. And you might have, these people might have their family around and cook out and all of that. And next thing you know, a catastrophic event happens. And now you're seeing your family member, his face on the ground, his body, he laying on his stomach dead, out of nowhere. And these are the type of events that's going to take place. But people don't understand why, because the Lord has spoken of these things from the beginning. And this world is wicked. Okay? That's the main thing. People don't understand. Like, people go on with their daily lives not understanding that this world is wicked. It's been wrought in wickedness. Every imagination, these ideals, these way of life, these social, the way the society is made up is wicked, man. This Western civilization is wicked. They push homosexuality, and they don't care what the universal law is of God, the Most High Yahweh, the only power in the universe, and his son Yahweh Shai. They don't understand how, hey, the Lord set down laws and rules and regulations that you live by so you won't be destroyed. But these people are going to go on, and they're going to be simple, and they're going to be destroyed. Which, the scriptures that say, a wise man foreseeth the evil coming and hideth himself. But the simple pass on and are punished. I'm going to get that, but I'll continue. It says, the beginning of wars and the powers shall stand in fear. What powers? The leadership, the superpower, the leaders of the world governments and all of that. They're going to stand in fear because what? Uncontrollable catastrophic events are going to take place. All right. You had some idiot Edomite to say, why don't we use the boats and go the reverse way the hurricane is spinning? We can stop it. That's the most primitive thinking I've ever seen. That's the most prideful thing I've ever seen in my life, too. But you people are going to continue with your pride. You're going to continue doing what you do. You're not going to consider the laws of God. You're not going to consider the Bible. In fact, you're going to push it further and further away. All right. You're going to push it further and further away. But this is what the Most High is going to do. It says, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? All right. And this is Ezra, a righteous man. What shall I do when these evils come? All right. Not to mention we got, the military industrial complex and a police state that's about to be globalized all over the world and forcing people to take the RFID chip so they can be subjugated to the powers that be. All type of other things are going to happen. We ain't even touching on that. That's a different subject. But, right now we're talking about the plagues and, the hurricanes, all these tempests and all of this stuff that's happening right now. Because these things are set up for change. It's bringing about change. And that's what it's going to explain. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Now, a scourge is what? Disaster. An amendment is what? An amendment is a change. It's a law or a change in something. All right. Verse 20, it says, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness. And that's the point. For all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So these people are not going to turn from their wickedness. They're not going to be mindful of the disasters that take place. All right. Because of what? They are proud and haughty. All right. Behold, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion. And the Lord said he's going to come, what? He's going to come as a thief. And these things are going to come as a thief, And that's why the Lord set up watchmen. And so for you Israelites that claim you Israelites and you call upon the name of the Lord, are you really preparing yourself? Are you really getting out of this mindset, this Americanized mindset, this westernized mindset to understand and consider the things that's being done in the earth, which they call supernaturally, Are you considering these things? All right. Are you hearkening? Do you have fear? Are you ashamed for the things, for the abominable things that's going on in the earth? Are you crying out because the abominable things are on the earth? Or are you getting married? Are you, being, what do you call that? Drunken and riotous and not considering these things? Or are you planning 5, 10, 20 years down the line? And if you are, we have to question your we have to question you. We have to, hey, what the hell are you what is this you thinking about? All right, because these things are going to come regardless of what people say and what people feel. All right, it says, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. So it's a lot of people that's not going to be able to eat. And then they're going to die because what? They are not considering the things that's taking place. Are they preparing themselves? No. And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the Lord is setting up these things as what? Amendments for change. Because there's change that come upon the earth, which people don't understand. Second Ezra, especially you Christians, man, because y'all think everything's supposed to be hunky-dory and that God is all love. And you're lying to yourselves. You're lying to your followers, man. Which Christianity ain't the truth in the first place. All right, that ain't the truth of the Bible. All your beliefs ain't true in the scriptures. The Trinity and virgin birth and all these other things. You guys are out of your mind. All right. 2 Ezra 4 and 26. Then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. For the world hasteth fast to pass away. Now there's something huge to consider. The world hasteth fast to pass away. So the world is waning at a very high rate or a very fast rate. All right. So things are becoming more depleted. You see what's happening to the rainforest, the Amazon. You see what's happening to the oceans, the plastic in the oceans, killing the whales, killing the animals that's in the sea. You see the endangered species starting to increase. You see what they call global warming. They ain't nothing more than greenhouse gases and all these manufactured engines that continue to pollute the world, so on and so forth. So we see these things happening. But why are they happening? All right, that's another thing to consider. Why are these things happening? Why is the earth hasten fast to pass away? Verse 27, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. So it's all about what's promised to the righteous. Because as the scriptures say, the thing that goeth forth from my mouth, and this is Yahweh, Isaiah 55 and 8. The thing that goeth forth from my mouth shall not return unto me void. The Most High promised his elect a kingdom, all right, an everlasting kingdom, all right. And there's a process. OK, let's continue. It says, to the righteous in time to come, for this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. All right. Infirmities are what? Those are all the ailments. All right. People have ailments of the mind. Our bodies are waxing worser and worser because the Spirit of the Lord is not dwelling with men. It says that in Genesis, the 6th chapter, the Lord took his spirit from man and they only was able to live about 70 years or some odd years. All right. And past time, we were able to live longer lives. All right. But let's keep going. It says, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. All right. But we're actually seeing the destruction little by little. And when you go into that word amendment, again, change. All right. So we're seeing the change. We're seeing when people are dying by the hundreds by a catastrophic event. We're seeing the change actually happening. But hey, through great tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. And so this is the process. A bunch of chaotic things going on the earth before the rulership. The main people, which are Edomites, the so-called white man, is taken out of power. All right. It says, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. All right. And we're talking about Ezra. In the time of Ezra, he was revealed this. But in our time, these things are hastening faster and faster. And the Lord said he was going to cut the time short, according to Matthew. All right. And so these are things to consider because they are in the scriptures. Are they not? All right. It says, but as verse 29, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, which that's what we seeing. We seeing the change. We seeing the amendments. Scourges sent for amendments. It says, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. So what? We're waiting on what? That which is sown with good, and that's the kingdom of heaven. All right, but we're not going to get there skipping and Yoda lay hee-hooing and all of that. All right, there's going to be evil things that happen before it comes. All right, 30. It says, for the grain of evil seed hath been sown in the heart of Adam. All right, Cain, Esau, just a few. All right, just a few people to point out. Esau had descendants. One of his descendants, Alexander the Great. When you read the first Maccabees, it said wickedness increased in the earth when these Edomites took over. All right, when Alexander the Great took over, all right, evil started to increase in the earth. It says, and from the beginning, all right, and how much ungodliness hath it brought up unto this time, and how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of threshing come. Now, the time of threshing, all right, it's ultimately the nuclear missiles, the fire consuming the wicked, all right? And that's when the Lord is going to thoroughly purge his floor, all right? Which his inheritance is his earth, okay? Okay, so that's Proverbs 22. So, Salaki. All right. So, Proverbs 22:3, it says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. All right. And so that's what's going to happen. All right. All right. Next scripture is let me see. This is Daniel 12:10. It says, many shall be purified and made white and tried. All right. And this is going to happen to what? The elect. Okay. It says, but the wicked, because it says, I should bring one part through the fire, according to Zechariah, I think, and it was talking about the 1/3, but it says 2 parts shall be cut off and die. All right. So 2/3 are going to die and 1/3 is going to be saved. It says, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. All right. And so we understand what's going on. All right. Once again. And the Lord has given us straight commandment on how men should live. But they sought out their own inventions. All right. This is 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 19. It says, and he said unto me, there is no judge above the Most High, and none hath understanding above the highest. All right. And that's plain. Because the Lord said he know the thoughts of men, for they are vanity, So your science institutions, all your institutions of higher learning is all vanity, because what? You take the God particle out, and you come up with your own ideals and philosophy, which really lead to death. All right. It says, for there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of the Most High that is set before them. For the Most High hath given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him and imagined vain things. And it's the people, mainly Israel, all right, his chosen people. But the earth, what? The people of the earth are haughty and proud against the Most High too. And at one point, the Lord, his name was feared among all nations. All right. And that same vibration is going to be pushed when he comes again. All right. You're going to know it was the Lord. All right. It says, verse 23, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High, that he is not. So it was a lot of, that's why you got a lot of atheists and people that say God don't exist, you know, and they deny his miracles, they deny his power right out, you know. It says, and knew not his ways, see? And these people know not the ways of the Lord. But we have a one up because the Lord has revealed what? His secret to his saints. All right. I think it's Amos 3:6, I believe, or 7. It says, but his law have they despised and denied his covenants. Well, that'll be Israel, right? It says, in his statutes have they not been faithful and have not performed his works. All right. And so, yeah, I'm going to end it right there. You know, Lord willing, this was edifying, you know, because, hey, it said what? The just shall live by faith. All right. Okay. Habakkuk 2:4 is good. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. All right. And mainly we use this for the so-called white man because he's a leader of the world. You know, he's supposed to keep the world, but they are a crooked, perverse nation of people, the sons of the wicked. So, but it says his soul, which is lifted up, all right, because they're lifted up on high, they're noble. It says is not upright in him. So they know no judgment. They're not upright human beings, you know. It says, but the just shall live by his faith. All right. So the just is living by faith. All right. Here we go. Romans 1:17. Let me see. Yep. Hey, that's a good one too, but just get to. Let me see. Yeah. So, you know, the just will live by faith, man. And the Lord shall, you know, he said, shall there be faith on earth, you know? And a lot of people are drawing back, you know? Oh, in fact, because you got Israelites that say the Lord didn't do any miracles, that his miracles are all allegories and shit, you know? Where's your faith at? All right? Peter walked on water. You know, you see what happened when he started not having faith, you know? He drowned. He almost drowned. All right? Let me see. Hebrews 10:38. It says, now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. All right? And so those that draw back is what? Those that start to lose faith. Now you coming in with wayward doctrine, saying that the miracles are all allegorical. What does that do for my faith if the miracles, if I believe the miracles wasn't truly true, then that's me waning in faith. All right, verse 39. But we, Salaki, I should have started up a few verses. That's Hebrews 10:35. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, all right, which hath great recompense of reward. All right, this truth, okay, going out there on the highways and byways, doing lessons, praying, fasting. And before all of that, praying and fasting is the top thing, man. All right. It says, for ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Most High, ye might receive the promise. All right. Because that's what we're fighting for, the promise. All right. For yet a little while, you know, and it refers back to that scripture in 2 Esdras 4:26. You know, for they know not what's promised to the, you know, to God's chosen, you know. So Salaki, it says, for yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. And we're seeing things happen according to 2 Esdras 9:1 on down. It tell you, man, you know, it says, well, I'm going to read it. Forget it. I'm trying to quote it. It says, now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul. All right. So we believe to the saving of our soul, man. All right. We understand what's going on. Okay. Second Esdras 9 and 1, it says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, and the Most High is doing it. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So what we're seeing is nothing that came out of nowhere. These things were foretold as far as the hurricanes and these natural disasters or these scourges are concerned. All these things were written aforetime, and now we're seeing them come to pass. Okay? All right? And so, yeah, it says, For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. All right. And so, verse 6, slacking. It says, Even so, right, and we see in the end being manifest. All right. It's manifesting right in front of our eyes. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonder and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs. All right. And look, that's what we're seeing, man. We're seeing the signs. All right. We're seeing the effects. All right. It says, And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works. All right. All right. Scriptures talk about do thy diligence to to make thy calling and election sure. All right. It says, and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. All right. And with that, I'm going to end it. I'm going to say shalom.